Hey guys, it's Kathy, but you already know that, right? So, today we're going to talk about perspective. So, right now, what is the situation that you're facing that seems like super hard? Maybe something that you don't think that you can push through. What if you could change your perspective and look at it at a different angle? And I think that's what perspective is looking at it differently. So I'm going to give you three examples of my life where I have actually changed my perspective and how I looked at it. So most of you probably have know the story. Some might not know, but we're going to get super personal here. So for me, growing up, I didn't have the easiest childhood with my dad. So if he said black, I'd say white, and if he said white, I'd say gray. I guess that was the relationship that we had, and we probably never outgrew that. Two would have been the foreclosure on my house. My house was foreclosed on the month that my dad passed away. I believe it was, I'm trying to think, it was 2011. And lastly was the death of my brother at 39, which was so unexpected, and he had passed away from a massive heart attack. So now, uh, for a long time, I think I played the victim of my own life, and I'll use those three examples as how I portrayed myself as the victim. And what I did is I ended up pouring, pouring a lot of wine all over the baggage that weighed me down. So here we go. So with my dad, the last time that I had seen my dad, he and we knew it was going to be the last time that we saw each other before he passed away. He said, "Kid, I'm really sorry that I wasn't a very good dad." And the foreclosure of my house, it wasn't necessarily the house. I think it was the pride that they took along with it when they took my house. And that was super hard because it felt like a personal attack on my life. And then, the death of my brother, I think with grief, there's always a beginning and a middle, but there really isn't an end. So, I could walk around and say, people, you don't realize what I'm going through or what I've been through. But I got to the point in my life where I got really tired of being the victim of my circumstances. So I changed my perspective of how I looked at those three things in my life. And this is what I came up with. With my dad in our relationship, my dad, instead of looking at it as it was just a really hard relationship, I looked at what my dad taught me. And the one thing that my dad taught me was how to forgive, which is really important if you're going to go through this life. You got to forgive. So, what is it today that you need to forgive? Maybe it's someone, or maybe it's something about yourself that you need to forgive. That's number one. Number two, with the foreclosure of my house, that taught me how to accept. So, what is it in your life today that you need to accept in your life to help you move forward? And the last thing with my brother was my brother passing away. I hear him say every day, live for me. Go do the things that I didn't dare do. Go see the things that I didn't see, and be all that you can be. So that's my lesson on perspective today. So what is it that you need to change your perspective about, or maybe look at some situation in your life that needs to be looked at differently? So I hope this finds you well, and we'll talk soon.